Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of Papstalk. This is lucky number 13. It is all about the elections. I want to remind everybody that the debate is live. Ursula filmed it. It is in the description of this video if you want to check that out. And we have one of those people right here in the flesh, and somebody that you have all requested, somebody that I am very much looking forward to having a conversation with. Mr. Cornwood himself is in the motherfucking house. We're not going to waste any time. You guys know who it is. Hit the motherfucking intro. Mr. Cornwood, welcome to the show, my friend.
Howdy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I know you have been a supporter of the show. You've been giving me some advice here and there every time we've bumped into each other. So it's really an honor to have you be sat here next to me for this episode. You know, I always say everybody assumes that they know the person that they're listening to. There are some people, I give them an introduction if they choose, but the best way to get the listener to know who you are is to have you introduce yourself. So, Mr. Cornwood, in your own words, who are you?
Well, I'm a man who loves this city. I have for a long time. I moved here 8 years ago and left town for a bit and had to go back to the farm, take care of some things back home. And since the city opened back up, I've been back and I've spent damn near every single ounce of blood, sweat, and tears I got trying to make this city the best damn place it could be.
Absolutely. And your work doesn't go unnoticed. I mean, I myself have witnessed it. I've seen you in action. I've seen the kind of, even the thought process that goes into it. Even when we were talking about something as simple as the podcast, you really try to think outside the box and kind of unpack all the other elements to make something good. Tell us a little bit about how you got into the police force in general, or you know, protecting and serving as a general kind of coverage.
Well, I'll tell you, I started policing damn near 30 years ago. I was played football at East Texas Baptist University, and I went ahead and I decided to forego my senior season and declare for the police force. You know, I could have gone to the NFL, but instead I decided to go join the police, and I ended up going to Rust Island. This is before I moved here. Sheriff there for 20 years. So I have a lot of high command experience. Then decided to retire and moved here to the city. And this was after, you know, growing up in Texas, moved to Island, then moved here. And yeah, when I came here, shit, I was retired, but for some reason police work just couldn't get rid of me. You know, everywhere I went, work kept following. You know, I kept talking to the police, and eventually, I mean, long story short, I ended up getting. It's funny. It's a very long story, but I ended up becoming a police officer because they damn near begged me. They said, "Hell, we need you on the police force." In fact, they even passed a law when I moved here that stops vigilantism, because shit, I kept seeing people do shit that's illegal, and I said, shit, I can't just sit here and stand by and stop them, okay? Or excuse me, stop myself from getting them to stop doing crime. I had to step in and step up, right? So that's really how it all got started. I remember Dominic Toretti. I was talking to him a little bit. I got in the car with him and I gave him a sit rep on a situation, and you know, he ended up taking me down to the station and was like, okay, well, I guess you got to get out of the car now. Otherwise somebody's going to arrest you. But we had that whole situation. And then I ended up getting trained by some of the best damn officers that ever walked these streets. I'm telling you, they, Cale Soze, Tony Andrews, Sam Bass, Jack Ripley, some really, really damn good police officers trained me. And I mean, obviously I had my experience, but, you know, kind of getting me on board with what we do here in this city. And really, that's how it all got started. I was the fastest promoted person getting into a high command position. I mean, hell, they begged me to be sheriff. They did, but you know, I had to decline. You know, I had to decline. I ended up going for captain to kind of help monitor Kyle Pred. And you know, while I was in town, you know, I kind of mentored Pred a little bit and really helped him walk through the growing pains of becoming the sheriff. And he did really damn good while I was around.
Incredible. So I mean, you mentioned all these heavyweight names that I've heard since moving here, being, the Mount Rushmore, if you will, of the police department. A fucking superhero at heart, basically. Vigilante, and you cannot stop yourself from trying to do good for other people. Let's talk a little bit about the ups and downs since the gates opened back up, and since the war and everything happened. It was a little bit of a struggle this time around with the PD. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to have growing pains, and you're always going to be fighting battles every day. Every single day is a battle, and our goal is to win those battles, but the big goal is to win the war. Okay, and that's that war is making sure this city is the best damn place it can be, and the reality of it is, this city runs on a big ass equation, okay, and that equation has more than two parts. It has three. A lot of people think it's old cops and robbers. They watch these damn TV shows and they play the damn video games, and what happens? They think it's the cat and mouse game all the time. That's not how life works. Yeah. Okay, this city's about the civilians. All right, the civilians are the backbone of this city. And without having an equal part, a balance between all three of these parts of the city, then it just don't work. It's not going to operate properly, right? People in the city have to feel protected. And that has been an emphasis of the LSPD. But in my opinion, I think there's things that we can do better. In fact, I'm not going to say my opinion. I know factually there's things that we can do better, and there's things that we will do better. Mm-hmm. Big part of the reason why I want to be our sheriff is, one, I've done it before. I've been high command. All right, I know how the city works. I know how people operate. I know how to lead. Even early on, I mean, there's a lot of people in this department that I've ended up having to stand up for and speak for, and sometimes people try and speak for me, and whether that's good or bad, a lot of times I think honesty is the best policy, and you just got to go out there and tell it like it is. And we need more people who are going to do that. Be able to assess the situation, tell it like it is, and make the best damn decision to go forward. And that's what I plan on doing with myself and what I'm going to bring to the table, sheriff.
So for those that might not know the difference between, PD, captain, sheriff, all that stuff, explain to us what that position you're running for is exactly.
Actually, yeah, that's a great question. Like, what does a sheriff do? So the sheriff is the top of the chain of command for the sheriff's office, for that one department. We are going to have two separate chains of command. However, they will join at the top underneath the commissioner. My job will be to build out a department, and it's going to the office. The physical office is going to be based out of Sandy Shores, okay? And really, the goal is to provide more presence to the entire Little Texas area. Mm-hmm. Meaning, Sandy Shores, Grapeseed, the entire area around the Alamo Sea, and even leading up into Paleto. We're going to serve all the way up into Paleto. There is a Paleto-based sheriff's office that may open up in the future. What I would like to do is take that building, have it operate as a forward operating base, an extension of the greater state police, and work hand in hand with the LSPD to provide that presence that we need. A lot of people talk about units. A lot of people talk about the lack of numbers. Having that additional office as a forward operating base is going to increase our level of efficiency by a drastic margin, and it's going to help us be able to serve this city the best we can.
Incredible. Now, I was lucky enough to learn a little bit about your intentions through your campaigns and through a little bit of my research. But like I said, a lot of people listening to this probably haven't had the time or the chance. And those are, our core listeners of people that are probably doing a grime run right now and just listening to the podcast. If you were to give those guys, your top three, task list, vote for Cornwood, for sheriff, because I'm going to help you do XYZ, or I'm going to do this. But what are the first three things as soon as you get in office? What's your priority list?
Wait, what the hell is a Z?
Oh yeah, I fucked that. Everybody, X Y Z.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that threw me off for a second. Okay.
Yeah, my apologies. I went to a broken school.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. All right. You know, it happens. So what are the policies that I'm moving forward? Okay, yeah. The big concern that I have, I don't want people feeling like they're treated like locals. Okay, I think nobody in this city should be treated like a local. I think everybody in the city has a role and has a part. And look, if somebody calls 911, I want them to get a response. Okay, I myself personally have been off duty and called 911. I've shot up one of them 911 text messages. At the very least, I should be getting a text response. Okay, I should be getting a phone call, really, but at the very least, I should be getting a text response. To me, it's, hey, I'm calling the police. I'm asking for help. I need something, and nobody is responding to me. What the hell is that shit? Okay, that to me, that is completely unacceptable. Okay, and the ideal process for that would be, you get a call from a dispatcher or maybe a receptionist. Hey, give me a sit rep on the situation. Take some notes, your suspect description, whatever. Send a unit down there in the meantime. By the time the unit gets there, they already know what is happening before they arrive.
Yeah.
We have officers show up to a scene. Hey, I got a 911 call. I have to identify the person that called. Hey, y'all, who called 911? You know? Okay, yeah. So now I have to find the person that called 911. Then I have to ask them what happened. And then after that, I have to go do what they said while taking notes, while trying to watch 360 degrees all around me, making sure that, somebody isn't pulling some other shit while I'm talking to somebody. It's just, it is negligent to me.
It is very dangerous as well.
It's incredibly dangerous. And this is something that, not to harp on it too much, but it really grinds my gears, is making sure that people ain't treated like locals, making sure that people feel like they're protected. Because that's the goal. We serve the people of this city. We serve the citizens of Los Santos, okay? And when I say citizens, I mean everybody. Yeah. I'm talking you, I'm talking me, right? Hell, I'm even talking that dadgum criminal, okay? Because there's nothing that says that guy ain't going to get his record expunged someday. Sometimes the guy's just misguided. Sometimes the guy just makes a mistake. All right. Somebody calls 911 and is asking for police help, and he's got a record. That don't mean he's doing crime right now. Okay. I mean, he might be, and that's our job to figure that out. But to go in and assume every time I'm communicating with somebody who has a record is doing crime is just kind of insanity. Yeah. Okay. What kind of life is that?
Yeah. Give him the basic human rights and at least the opportunity to prove themselves first before labeling them and just pushing them aside and saying, you know what, I'm not even going to respond to this.
Yeah, exactly. At least give it the damn time of day.
Yeah.
And hell, I'll be honest with you, I've done that a couple of times and eaten my own words for it. But at the same time, there's been a hell of a lot of other times where a guy just needs help.
That is very true. Very true. And an interesting perspective. I think one of the most unique perspectives when it comes to this thing is because, like you said, you were running around doing this before you even had the badge in some cases. So you've seen it, from all aspects of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Is there what is the selling point? What's the unique aspect of an office up in Sandy? Do you feel like the North is not as represented? Do you feel like Sandy, Grapeseed, Paleto is in need of a station over there?
Oh, 100%. It is a strategic location for the greater state police to be able to respond to calls, to be able to serve the community, to be able to act as a basically injection of growth into the that entire area, right? That entire Grapeseed Sandy area. And in addition to that, I've done all the legwork for this for the last 5 months, and I've had a lot of plans. I've made up a lot of plans. I have the entire building mapped out. I'm going to build up that Sandy Medical Plaza, the Little Alamo Medical Plaza. We call it the Little Alamo, the building. You got the Alamo C right there, and we want to open up that medical plaza, so we have a hospital center built out of there too. And that thing's ready to go. It's been ready to go, by the way. I've talked to Dr. Canner, who is the healthcare liaison. I'm the city council member as well, working as the law enforcement liaison. She's in full support. We're going to get that thing up and running. I've talked to some contractors. The construction workers are going to come in there and they're going to blow out a wall. We're going to have a connector inside the building to really build that community up. I want our doctors and our EMS and our police officers and our receptionists at the PD. I want our dispatcher. I want everybody who works there to continue to grow and build a community and get to know each other better. And I think it's really, really damn important that we do that. All goes back to what I said earlier. Nobody should feel like they're treated like a local. I want people to know each other. I want people to work together.
Absolutely.
And build up that entire area.
You mentioned the council. In our research, we have had a couple of people mention their reserved vote for you is because of your connection with the mayor and Miss Siobhan and that whole dynamic with you guys. What is your response to somebody that says, "Oh, you know what? I can't vote Cornwood because I don't like Max." What does that have to do with it?
Good question. What does that have to do with it?
Because I asked them and they didn't answer me. So I was wondering,
do they have a response? A lot of times,
No.
This is what you'll hear. There's a lot of times in the city where you'll ask somebody a question, why, and they can't back themselves up. Sometimes you're gonna ask yourself, why?
Absolutely.
And you gotta have a response, right? You gotta have a reason for that. I mean, regardless of whether or not I've had any personal issues with the mayor, chief of staff, this guy or that guy, or not, doesn't really matter, right? You can see where my intentions are. You can see how I operate. I'm a straight shooter, okay? I'm a 100% straight shooter. I'll tell it like it is, And I think sometimes in this city, this is what I'm starting to feel like, is people ain't used to people being so damn honest. You start being too honest with people and they start thinking you're lying. I'm like, no, I'll just tell you how it is. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you think I'm lying, but that is just how I feel. And I mean, hell, you can even go as far as checking legislation. Look at how many times, there's times where I agree with the mayor, I agree with Siobhan, I agree with some people, and other times where I don't. I'll abstain from a vote. I'll vote no on something that they voted yes on. I mean, when it matters most, I mean, shit, it's documented, right? I'm on the city council.
Yeah.
You can look in legislation and see who voted for what. You can see exactly how I feel about things. And no, I'm not I'm sure as shit ain't no yes man. If you gotten to know me at all in the last 6 months, you'll know I ain't no yes man.
Absolutely. And to those, if you guys are listening, the people that did make that comment, I would love to know why. If you text us or even just twat out and just hashtag Papstalk, we will find that and get to hear your side of it as well. Maybe we can do a second episode following up on that specific subject. But there you go, straight from the man himself, Mr. Cornwood. There's a lot we could sit here and talk about. There's a lot to unpack. You have massive history and you're gunning for the hills. You got big goals and have been achieving a whole bunch on the path. If there was one thing, you have the microphone now, there's one thing to tell absolutely every single resident of Los Santos and San Andreas. What is it you would like to tell every single one of us?
I want people to know that as long as I'm here, my goal is to make this city the best damn place it can be for everyone. I look at things from a top-down view, and I want the big picture to be clean. I want everybody in the city to be able to operate properly, and I understand the balance. I understand, different people have to make their live in a different way, and I'm here to keep people safe, and I'm here to keep this city proper. So I hope that you when you're going to vote, you can see that. And whether you vote for me or not, I hope that you see at the end of the day that that's what I'm all about, is having the biggest, healthiest damn city that we possibly can have, and making sure that we have a hell of a lot of people out there that's happy with how the thing's going.
Awesome. Incredible. Yeah, I think we can start wrapping it up, Mr. Cornwood, if you're good with that. Is there anything else you'd like to add? We can ask a question or anything else we can slot in before we wrap up.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up, I'd like to make an announcement.
Yes, sir.
I already talked about this a little bit. There's been a lot of talk about my undersheriff, and people are people making assumptions about who it is. I kind of kept my hands close to my vest here, close to my chest. Didn't want to jump the gun on everything. Wanted to evaluate things. I really wanted to wait to see someone show me that they can be my undersheriff. And I feel like it's time to go ahead and announce it. But I'd like to announce Ellis Pinzone as my undersheriff for coming up here in the campaign. So Ellis Pinzone, he's Ellis Pinzone, he's been an officer here for about 10 years. He has a hell of a lot of experience, more experience than almost anybody else in the police department. So he's seen it all. Okay, he's seen the good, he's seen the bad, he's seen the ugly. Shit. If we want to go and want to try something, he's going to have the wherewithal to understand, hey, we did this years ago and this was the result. We did that years ago and this is what happened. This is how people feel, right? On top of that, this is a guy who is the best of both worlds. Okay, he despite the fact that he's been here for 10 years, he's not someone with previous high command experience. However, he has an unbelievable amount of experience with the people in this city and as a police officer. He's someone that I trust wholly. He has the right mindset when it comes to policing, like a number of police officers do, and a number of the candidates that I had for my undersheriff do. And he also serves shift 3, right? Shift 3 into shift 1. So we're going to have high command presence all around the clock. Some of these other guys, they really what has been a problem is we have a heavy shift 2 high command presence. Mm-hmm. And that's not something that I think is ideal. We really want to spread it out a little bit, and we don't really have to change up our schedules at all. Ellis Pinzone he's shift 3 into shift 1, and it's going to be great. It's going to be really, really damn good. So we're going to have we're going to have the benefits of the experience of being a police officer without the insistence on maybe doing things the way the high command has done them for years. Okay, we're going to bring about some change, and it's going to be good change.
Amazing. I mean, even just breaking it down the way your thought process worked and having candidates for that position, and it was based on when everybody's around and the experience. You didn't just pick the guy that was next to you in the car and just went, hey, you want to do this with me? You know what I mean? Which I think a lot of people genuinely appreciate. But having said that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. Cornwood, we got to do another episode, you and I, where we can just deep dive into your history at some point, because I feel like we can really, really unpack a lot of things here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd love to do that. And I know it's been a pain in the ass to try and wrangle me down here, but I'm very supportive of you and all the people in this city, and I think you got a great crew here. I mean, shit, this studio is just phenomenal. So y'all are doing great work here, and I hope this show continues to do as well as it has, and get even better. So
thank you very much.
Y'all done great.
Really appreciate that. Cornwood, it is only officially over once you say the words, hit the outro. So you have the microphone, say whatever you want to the listeners, and whenever you think it's time, say the words, hit the outro.
Well, shit, appreciate y'all for listening. Keep on listening to Papstalk here, and if you ever need me, I ain't hard to find, okay? Look me up in the lemon list, and if you see a police officer at a scene, I'm the big one. So we'll see y'all later. Go ahead and hit that outro.